Dear friends, welcome back. In this video, I'd like to do one machine on the Vulnhub together with you is Potato 1. The link will be added into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine if you want. I think this machine is very straightforward and not complicated at all. So without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch into the Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be net discover. As you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 177. So what are we going to do next? We need to do the port and surface scanning with a map to save time. I've already done that earlier. So for now, we just get out its result. As you can see over here, I used the options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. As you can see over here, the IP address has been changed from the first time I did the machine. So from the map scanning, we can tell that the target has two open port numbers. The first one is 80, which is running HTTP service and also the version information, Apache 2. So next one, the 7120, which is running SSH service. So it's very important we need to use this option, the -p-, otherwise the map cannot discover this port number, open port number. And I think although this version of OpenSSH is not a very new one, but I don't think we can find any workable vulnerability except the username enumeration vulnerability, which is not what we are interested in at this moment. So then what we are going to do next, we need to do enumeration with HTTP service, both manually and automatically. Let's fire up our browser or Firefox to do the manual enumeration first. And we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. As you can see, we got the page back. And this is the picture of potato. And we need to check its source code. Nothing interesting we can get. And also we can download this picture to our Linux. And then we can, for example, we can use some tools to do some image analysis. For example, Exif2 can print out the metadata of this file. But nothing we can get, or nothing important we can get from the Exif2. Next, we can use stack height to see whether there is any hidden message inside this picture. Nothing. And also we can use stack seek in case this picture, the hidden message has been encrypted by passphrase. However, couldn't find a valid passphrase. So next we can use bin walk and to display possibly the packed file, but nothing. So I think we have redone almost everything with this picture or this image. We need to go further. For example, we need to check whether this site has robots file available. Not found. Next, we can use Nicto to do the automatic enumeration. Nicto can give us a very important information in some cases. For example, like version information, the header information, the request header, and also the allowed HTTP methods. For example, if the web application allows a dangerous method, for example, such as the put, and then we can utilize this dangerous method to upload a malicious file. Of course, come back to this Nicto, we cannot find anything like that. And also we can get or retrieve the info page, and we can access this page. and we got this information about the PHP back from the web application. For example, like a configuration information, the Apache environment information, yeah, a lot of information. However, I don't think we can find any vulnerability or vector for the PHP itself. Okay, so now we need to do the directory enumeration. The buster directory and extension option. Back, press enter. To do the directory enumeration, there's several alternatives. For example, I always prefer the GoBuster. This is my first choice when I try to make directory enumeration. And also we can use dirb and also dirbuster, and also dirsearch. And also we can use the tool like wfuzz2 to do the directory enumeration. Although when I try to do the direct enumeration, in most cases I will not use this tool, okay? Now we go back. I don't think we can find anything else. I mean the directories or files. So I'd like to quit from the GoBuster to save time. So I think we are stuck here. We cannot find any vector or possible directions to the target machine. So I think we need to go back. If you take a look at the description of this machine, there is a hint left by the author for this machine. If you ever get stuck, you try again with the name of the lab. Of course, the name is potato. So maybe we can use the Hydra and also this username to make brute forcing to retrieve the password, okay? So we can use Hydra with the normal L to specify the username, potato, and with the uppercase P to specify the word list. And I always use the locq as a word list. Or maybe for some cases we need to generate the word list by the like a Q, like a crunch. But I think here nothing we can get from the web page. So we can use the locq. I think this makes sense, a lot of sense, right? And we can specify the surface information and the IP address of the target information. And of course, we need to specify the port number. This case should be, maybe I'd like to open up a new tab and we can get out the result of the map. So this should be the port number of SSH. So we can use the normal S to specify the port number. This is not standard or default port number for SSH service. Okay. So now we can press enter. So now Hydra starts its cracking with the locq word list. Of course, Hydra is I think the most powerful. I think if we try to make brute force against online application, for example, like HTTP or web application, the SSH application, the FTP application, Hydra can support a lot of applications or surface. And if you want to know the detailed information about the supported protocol or service, as you can see over here, maybe I'd like to zoom in the terminal so you can see what's going on exactly. As you can see over here, like this one, I think this one is used for the VoIP, Cisco, and FTP, HTTP proxy, IIC, SOC, SNMP, POP3. So very different surface can be supported by the Hydra. Or maybe in some case we can use Medusa, but I always prefer using the Hydra. Okay, so now we can go back, and we need to give it a bit of time to finish to see whether we can retrieve the password for this user potato, and then we can, if we can, and then we can connect to the target by SSH. So I think the most difficult part for this machine should be the username, how to retrieve the username. And to be honest, we to get this username, we need to refer to the hint left by the author. Otherwise, I think it will be very difficult to think of this potato as username. Okay. Of course, although if you do not like, the Hydra, maybe we can write our own Python script. This will not, will be difficult. We can use for example, the third-party module of Python, Pragmico. I'm not sure whether you are familiar with this one, but I used Pragmico, or maybe we can use Socket, the native or built-in module of Python to do such brute forcing. Okay, but in this case, Hydra can do a lot for us. We do not need to do that. But if you want to sharpen your skills of programming, for example, like Python, you can write the script or two for yourself. I think Pragmico is very important module for the SSH. Also, this module will be useful for the automation. SSH Pragmico. Yeah, this one. Of course, this is the third-party module. You need to use the command like a pip install to use this third-party module in your own program. Okay. I think we are almost there. I think it's slowing down, right? Every minute, the first minute is trying the 146 words, but I think the Hydra is a bit intelligent. Do not want the target, dead or disconnect our machine from making a collection. Okay, as you can see, we can get the username and password. Then we can log in to the target, and we can put the IP address. Yes, we want to continue, and we can copy its passwords. Yeah, as you can see over here, we have already logged in as user potato to the target. And next we need to do the local enumeration, the bash history, nothing there, and we need to go to the home directory, only one normal user, and also we can check its kernel version, very old. So I think this machine must have some kernel exploits, but before we reach there, or before we try to exploit the local kernel privilege, I mean the local privilege escalation vulnerability, I'd like to do more immersion manually. For example, we can go to the OPT directory, but nothing there. And then we can go to the var directory. And we can go to the backups subdirectory, nothing there. And then we can go to, the www directory and HTML, nothing at all. So I think next it would be better we can upload the Nymphia shell script to do the automatic immersion, because the manual immersion itself sometimes will miss very important information. So now we can, of course, I've already got this script ready, but not ready, sorry, my bad. I can copy from the two sets directory, Nymphia shell script, to the working directory. Then next we need to upload this file or this script to the target. And the easiest way is to set up a web server on the Kali Linux. And now we can go back to the target shell. We can use wget. Of course, we need to check wget. It's there. And then we can use wget, and followed by the IP address of the Kali Linux, right? And port number and Nymphia. And then in order to run, we need to make it executable, and then we can run it. Just I stated in the other videos, we need to combine the manual immersion and automatic immersion. It's done, and then we can scroll back, scroll up to see whether we can find something interesting or some vectors. We can scroll up, capabilities information, SUID binary information, software. Also GCC is available, which is good. If you want to, the exploit the kernel vulnerability, we need to use this compiler GCC. Otherwise, maybe, I think also sudo, but yeah, sorry, I think I forgot to run this one. Or sudo is not installed. Interesting. And we can scroll back. The cron job information, process information. So also some local exploits, because just I mentioned this kernel is a bit old. So before we try to manually exploit the kernel vulnerability, privilege escalation vulnerability, as you can see the decal, I'd like to use the Metasploit to do the automatic exploitation, okay? Because the Metasploit is very powerful. And to do that, we need to spawn the Metapredator session. And to do that, we need to create the payload with MSF volume. And maybe I need to zoom in the terminal. As you can see here, I use the -p to specify the payload type. In this case, it would be Metapredator, and also this would be the reverse shell, reverse TCP shell. And we need to specify the local host or Kali Linux and local port number, any available port number. And I use the -f to specify the format and output to this file. Okay, so now we can press enter. It's done. Next, we need to upload this file to the target. And we can use the same way to upload the, met elf, and we need to make it executable. Before we run this payload, we need to set up the handler on the Kali Linux first, and we can launch our Metasploit console. Then we can use the module of a handler. Use exploit multi-handler. And we need to set a payload to this one. Must be same as this one. So we can copy and paste. And then we can show options. We need to set the local host to our Kali Linux. And also we need to set the local port number. This port number must be the same as this one. Okay, so 46. So now we can run it. The handler has started. So now we can execute this payload on the target. And then as you can see, we have already got the Metasploit session. Metasploit is very powerful. We can do a lot, like upload the file, and the download file. We can run many commands. For example, we can help many commands. So next, I'd like to, because I want to use the suggester, local suggester, so we can background the Metasploit session by pressing the keys Control and Z, and then we can search suggester because I cannot remember the name. And we can use, and we can copy the name of this module, and then we can show options. So we can set the session number to 1, and then we can run it. And this module will try to collect exploits. I mean the local privilege escalation exploits on the target. And after collecting all possible exploits, then we'll do some sort of a checkup to see whether such exploits are workable or appropriate. As you can see, we can get some possible exploits. The target appears to be vulnerable. So next we can use one of the modules. I mean, this should be the, utilizing the local exploits. Okay, for example, this one and this one. We can try one by one. For example, we can copy this module path. All right, and then we can, we can use, for example, we can try to use the first discovered module, and then we can show options. We need to set local host to our Kali Linux. Set different port number as listening port number, for example, like 888, and then we can set the session number to 1, and then we can run it. The target appears to be vulnerable. However, exploit completed, but no session was created. So, although, this kernel is some sort of old, but even the Metasploit cannot find workable exploits. If you want, you can try those exploits one by one. To save time, I will not do that. So I'd like to exit from the Metasploit console. So next we can use the search sprite to see the kernel exploits. Yeah, many possible local exploits. I'd like to, of course, I think I've already cloned this exploit code, and you can get it from, for example, like this one. Of course, in the real engagement, we need to try one by one. Okay, to save time, I will go. I directly select this module, this exploit. This exploit can work, and next we can upload this exploit to the target. And we can paste the file name in here. And so next we need how to compile this exploit code in C programming language. We can cut out this code. Always such, usage or the way of compiling will be put at the header part of this file. As you can see over here, should be, I think, this one, very easy. So we can use GCC, and with option for all to output, we can limit to exploit, and now we can make it executable, and then we can run it. I can see we are successful, and now we can navigate to root directory, and then we can cut out the flag. Okay, so that's all I'd like to do in this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.